Okay. I think we should be back again. Everything should be working. The only frozen camera is for sus, but for obvious reason. Thank you, Sebastian. Thank you. You're part of our production team. Cool. So, yeah, as you're getting the information about the losses, so from the enemy, only a couple of civilians run away. There is no sign except for that smoke from the Roman Revinmar himself. As per your own people and those who you brought to the battle to fight for your cause, to die for your plans. The news are quite sad. From all the tieflings that has been gathered, so you had 25 tieflings that you have gathered for the infantry. 8 of them are still standing. Couple are very heavily injured. The rest are dead. So it's less than a dozen survivors. As per the rogues, you only have Balor living. Being stable. The rest are dead. They're not supposed to be in a front flank or something, taking a lot of damage. So yeah, they paid a heavy price. This sneaky battalion paid a heavy price for that. As for paladins, you have 2 paladins out of 6 standing. One still able to wield his weapon, and one is stable. Rizantar is also stable and conscious.
And conscious or unconscious?
Unconscious.
Okay.
So yeah, you have basically 1 paladin ready to act, to do something, and 8 of the tieflings.
Nice. So how many people are unconscious? We have Rizantar and one paladin?
Yep. And Balor.
Also unconscious. Okay. Then I think Paulo first goes to Balor and gives him a potion of healing. Just a simple one. And does so with the other 2 unconscious people as well.
So -3 potions, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you could do that. They are getting back to their senses and looking at the person who actually gave him the potions. First, they're like looking at disbelief, except for the Balor. It's Apollo doing it, right?
Yes.
And he's like raising up. Thank you, friend. I'm glad I can rely on you.
I'm glad to still see you among us, but we paid a heavy price.
And yeah, at this moment he realizes he's the only one from Sneaky Battalion there. Yep, so now is basically a discussion time. What would you do with all the carriages? What would you do with your injured and other people? Your commander's decisions have consequences. You need to follow them up to the end.
Fair point. So Sneaky Battalion doesn't need any instructions anymore, but Paladins and Tieflings do.
Tieflings are just resting as per original command by Rafe.
Yeah, I mean,
Paladins...
I don't think I need them anymore. Unless we want to really gather all of these jars and then they can help.
We should not leave them around. We should make sure we are the ones who decide where they go.
Mm-hmm.
So I think maybe the best thing would be to bring them to the bubble system, because probably that's the best way to transport them in this fast way, long distance, since it's heavyweight. And then we can just bring them close to Denver, maybe, let's see, or anywhere else we choose to. Do you think that makes sense? Or are we kind of a bit
Yeah,
wary?
but we wanted to get first to the monastery, like as fast as possible, right?
As fast as possible. Now with your flying Pegasus, I think you can
Yes.
take Sas's body and you can fly to the monastery.
Yeah, okay. Then we meet there.
Hmm.
As you revive, as one of the paladins getting back more to his senses, he's kind of like thinking for a second, and I still sense some darkness around us.
Yeah, so where did this dust nebula, I call it nebula, where did it go? It went into the sky, so it's not there anymore?
Yeah, it's not there anymore.
What do you mean? Travel dust.
But it's weird.
So,
it's unusual. And he starts looking around. Please roll for perception.
everyone?
Yeah, you too.
9 for Farwald. 10 for Polo. What is this? Why do I have plus
8.
on something?
We won't notice anything. Yeah.
You wander around and like around the camp, trying to look at all the corners. And the second paladin, hearing the words of his brethren, he's also like kind of stands for a second and kind of listen to his senses. I know what you mean, brother. And they both go towards the southwest of the camp, and they come towards the object, which is covered with tents and fabric.
Right.
And as they unveil it, you can see the following object on the ground. It's a massive circular shape stone with ornaments, and exactly the shape as in the picture, with a small empty spot in the middle, which is and a drainage on one of its sides. From the looks of it, it looks very old, very ancient. However, the mosaics and images there, they're quite gruesome, and they do have some images of human sacrifice, or humanoid sacrifices rather.
So if you sacrifice something there, probably he will come back.
Let's not do that.
Unless he's under our control. No, I don't think so.
Where would he be?
I sense darkness in this altar of the past.
We need to make sure no one else uses that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Farwald's having a look at it. Tries to. So this thing is highly massive, right? So it's difficult to impossible to move. How did they move it?
Can we break it?
With your own powers? No, but placing it on the carriage, that would be possible to move.
Does it look like it has a weak spot? Is it just massive stone?
It's a massive
What
stone.
would it... We can just pour holy water in there. I'm sure he wouldn't like that.
Let's
We should deliver
try.
this to the bishop of Made, says one of the paladins.
Let us purify it first.
Definitely.
I mean, of course, they want to have all the glory. Do we want to give them the glory?
Well, if they can help us with a little resurrection, they
We can
could
trade
as
that?
well keep this. Yeah.
The question is, what would we be trading? Okay, so this is an altar for sacrificing, and that somehow benefits His Highness. Okay, but his true lair is somewhere else. What is that thing? Like, I mean,
Maybe
what power does the person holding it wield? Is it just like a comeback mechanism on top of his lair? What is it?
Sas dropped.
Yeah.
Okay, he's back. Okay, we had everything broken for some time, but it's fine.
So yeah, do we trade? Do we give it to the Temple of Pardo? Do we give it to Helena? Do we try to destroy it ourselves, or do we try to use it? Those are the options I can see for now. Whom do we trust most? Do we trust ourselves, Helena, or the Pardo people most?
The parlor people have proven to be stronger in the past, right? More useful than Helena.
Mr. Cat is joining. A stray cat just wanders by the scenery and takes
Just
a sit.
ignore me. I'm a ghost of a monk, not yet reborn.
So yeah, I mean, maybe we can just bring it to the Pardo people and hope that is the right thing to do. But it is definitely leverage. I feel like this is a comeback mechanic for this vampire. An additional comeback mechanic to the one he already has.
So you need to ask the right questions, just like in the movie I, Robot.
I didn't see it.
You didn't watch it?
No, I didn't watch it.
So the right questions is, you know that Roman Revenmar was usually traveling with Paladin, Pegasus.
Mm-hmm.
But this time he has been traveling on land with the high caravan forces, fairly slow. Why? Where to?
Because of this thing.
You need to transport that.
Oh. Okay, so this is basically, I think, the tool to use all of this souls for whatever reason, probably to resurrect His Highness. Not His Highness, the Equalizer.
Why are there so many carriages from different towns across the globe? Why wasn't he retreating until the very last moment? Why wasn't he retreating at all?
This is the product of years of work of all the harvested souls they could lay their hands on, and they're trying to bring them and this stone thingy to the Equalizer destination to bring it back to life. So this is a crucial part of the resurrection process, I guess, or reviving process of the Equalizer. So I guess we cannot easily just destroy it. Just my best guess.
It's too powerful there. Okay.
Okay, so we're holding the two components necessary actually to revive his the equalizer. What do we do with those?
We
Do
revive
want
someone
to
else
be...
with it.
So the paladins
I
have
don't
no
think that
idea
works.
about the
Does it?
jar, so anything that happens there, but they sense the negative darkness, the darkness within the altar itself. And they have already voiced their concern and idea to bring it in front of the bishop of Made, so bringing it to the monastery.
So when Fowl takes a look at it, as he understands about the arcane side of things, would he
Roll for
understand
arcane.
anything about? With the help of Brave, would he have advantage on that roll, since she's also adept in the arcane?
Yes.
Let me try to help. Okay.
Would he think that maybe Rave would be more suited to do this role?
She already used her help for you. So-
Okay. 10 is the first try.
and a second.
15.
Maybe some idea, some remote idea.
I mean, I can draw upon Sus's soul, but it feels kind of wrong.
Stop.
So
Don't do anything to my soul.
Okay.
Yeah.
said the ghost. The ghost don't
I
say
wanted
things.
to go to heaven. I ended up in a silver cage for 100 gold. Scammed.
This kind of friends you made, you know. So as you're with your roll of 15, you realize that inscriptions that are written there, they have portraits of different types of, let's say, deathly manners of how you can sacrifice people and how you can inflict them terrible suffering before death. So there are dozens and dozens of inscriptions of those on the side of the arcane. And as you're looking at the stone itself, you realize that most likely this has been used as a sacrificial stone. And the drainage that you can see in the middle coming from there is probably has signs of blood on it. So it definitely has used for the bloody sacrifice, the object itself. However, your roll is not enough to know more.
To visit some library.
Yeah. You also can notice that this stone has like maybe just tiny signs of cracks on the very bottom of it, like as if it has been dragged for some time on the floor or on some stone surface while it was being moved. But other than that, it seems to be very solid. It's ancient.
Okay, so what do we do with this thing? I think like we can put stuff. Okay, so we can take Sus via Pegasus flying to the monastery and see if they can do something for Sus. This would require Wraith because it's her pet, which makes sense because she's a demon and that seems like a demon pet. You're a demon.
I'm a demon. I'm just a tiefling.
Yeah, they are classified as demons, aren't they?
She is Her Majesty.
That's a plot twist.
What?
Sitting
Oh
on
God.
the black Pegasus whipping people. If that is not Tiefling Princess, then I don't know.
I mean, that's a good point. If the Pegasus doesn't want to be Yeah, if I cannot get to ride on him or whatever it's called, then I will use the whip for sure.
I think you. But I think you have like definitely an advantage because I mean it used to be the pet of like a demon lord and you're like a demon princess, so it should feel familiar around you.
But why do you compare me with him?
I mean, even the other tiefling who brought it to you could calm it down. This thing is definitely cool around tieflings, so I think you're fine.
Yeah, I'll try to pet him like nicely.
Okay,
Harvard, you get
so then
inspiration for that.
read. Okay, I take whatever I can get.
Okay, that
Nice.
means that it's gonna work. Yeah.
For what you just said.
Okay.
Just
What,
listen to me,
the
boy.
tiefling princess sitting on the Pegasus whipping people?
No.
No.
What did I say? I mean,
The fact that
that
he
you're
compared me with a demon, but okay.
paladins charge. Kidding.
I know. I won't fight.
You said
Okay,
that the
so
Pegasus feeling good around tieflings.
Yeah, it was supposed to be mine all the time.
what do we know about flying Pegasus and tieflings? What is the link there? I mean, is it just the Pegasus being cool with demons, or is it something special about tieflings and Pegasus? Is Pegasus?
Is it the fire? No.
It's a Pegasus, right? It doesn't look any dragon-like.
No.
Okay,
you,
so
Farvald, you can
Mhm.
roll animal handling.
20. Much
20.
have to steal it from
So
me?
it's
Oh
it's
my God.
19. It's 19, but plus 1.
You see the Pegasus reacting positively to tieflings, and with your knowledge of animals, you realize that this specific being here, this specific creature, has probably had some positive experiences with tieflings. It's not the first time this animal faces the tieflings, and it's quite used to their surroundings, to them being around it.
Traitor. Traitorous.
Oh, me?
There's an
Come on,
alliance
Armin.
between the tieflings and His Highness. But Fowl doesn't say that. Fowl just realizes.
Of course not. I mean, he can also use a horse. Does it mean that there is an alliance between them and us because we also use horses? No.
Yeah, as you are thinking about it, one of the paladins tries to come closer to the animal and pat it, and it just like kind of backs off away from
It's
the paladin. The paladin doesn't bother it again.
Okay.
If Fowl tries to approach it carefully, how does it react to Fowl? Since Fowl is kind of neither nor.
Same
You
reaction.
want a Pegasus.
So it's about demons. I can conjure demons and have it ride it.
Come on, you're so jealous.
Obviously, I'm jealous. No, but okay. I think you still should use your tiefling influence on that thing, and get sus to this to the monastery, and then see what they
What
can
are
do.
you are you giving her like the jar or what? The soul crystal? Or the body?
You're gonna
What are you
have to
giving?
do that because I cannot go there with an empty body.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, I guess I would trust Rave not to do anything bad with this. So Should be fine.
I don't even know what I can do with it. But
So, okay, so here's the thing. As long as his soul is in this soul crystal, he cannot be revived. We have
Okay.
about, like, since casting of the spell, we have 8 hours. After that, the spell will fade, the soul will be released, not consumed or anything, released, and be ready for revival again. Or, if needed earlier, you can just break the vessel, in this case, the soul crystal. I mean, if you can, you just break it, the soul will be released upon breaking it.
So for resurrection, we need to break it, right?
Yes. The idea behind having a soul on the soul crystal is, as if there would be any countdowns to reviving him, they would be delayed by up to 8 hours as long as the spell goes. That's the idea. And we can ask us questions before we revive. Maybe.
You
Maybe.
really want to do that, right?
Sus,
No,
ghost, prepare for interrogation.
Actually,
If you
we
want to
can
do it,
ask
you
him.
should do it. We should do it. look at his
Wait.
face.
Wait, wait.
Sergey, make your
We
proper
can-
face.
We
Remove the
can
cat.
ask.
No, no, no.
Yes,
I
yes,
like
yes.
it.
Yes.
So, okay, actually, only Farward can. He can ask a question and he will receive a telepathic answer, which he can understand regardless of the language used. The soul knows only what it knew in life, but it must answer you truthfully and to the best of its ability. So we can ask anything. The good thing about it is, it doesn't consume the soul. Just after using this feature 6 times, the soul will still be released. It says explicitly the soul will not be consumed, destroyed, whatever. It will
Why
still be
didn't you
released.
capture anyone useful that you can ask where His Highness were going?
Choices. In this moment, the idea was to just capture the soul and preserve it for whatever we might
It was
be
for
doing with
good
it.
reasons, yeah, but I
Yes.
understand.
For good
Yeah,
reasons,
that's
and now we see the possibilities.
But I like the idea of being inserted as into some machine mechanisms. If something happens to the body, that would be great. Golem.
We want to be a new creature.
We can make him a construct, maybe. We just need an artificer for that. I think. Right?
It's
No.
possible to infuse a soul into a construct. Yeah, this is how constructs actually created. Very often.
So, what do you want to be?
Sas
I
wants to
don't
be
know.
Sas.
I'm dead. You can decide whatever you do.
Let's make
You know
him
what's
Sas will be
asking
Sas.
me?
Let's make him a flesh golem, you know, like a patch. The thing is, we can form the flesh golem, right? So we can
You're not
decide
artificers.
which doesn't make it better for you. No, I'm kidding. But I mean, we could just ask Sus, and then he could give us an answer about this. Like, what would you choose? Being revived or being, if we can help it, if you can do it, if you can realize it, being put in a construct form.
So you just lost a comrade, and you need to ask him, do you want to be revived?
Right?
No,
Like I
the
also
question
think it's
is,
like
That's a good
the
question.
question is, how do
Why?
you want to be revived?
No. You need to ask him, do you want to be revived? That's a good question.
I
We
want
would-
to be revised, of course.
No. The thing is, like, I think we can just be smart about it and don't waste questions and just ask him how would he want to be revived, and not at all would be a valid answer. So we can spare one question with this.
You're gonna be happy asking. Okay.
Was the answer yes? Or you can answer yes, no, probably,
Okay, so then
not probably.
asking Rave.
Ah.
Should we ask him? I mean, maybe he has reasons. He doesn't want to, or he wants to.
He never expressed his depression or something that might have led to his death. I think he was pretty
Question is-
happy.
The question is,
Well-
is he with Bob now?
No, come on, no. You know, this were two different. These were two different situations. Like, did you go to some strange plane when you died? Do
Me?
you remember that? Yes.
I
It's
basically
not
didn't
strange
really
for those who are
die.
dead.
Like Favo doesn't
did
really
die.
remember stuff. I mean, yes, but Favo doesn't remember. So he was like bitten, and the next moment he saw you guys.
Yeah,
Which is
Farvel
why,
doesn't
if you
have
remember
his...
the reaction, he was still like, "Oh, don't bite me!" Once you revived him.
Exactly, yeah, because Farvel doesn't have his soul for himself. Remember that.
Ooh, that was quite a statement there, DM. We didn't have it that clear.
I thought that's understandable after 70 games.
I mean,
Yes,
you're a
mm.
warlock, kinda. Yeah.
Yeah, you're a warlock. You're making a pact.
Doesn't mean I
And you're
don't
failing
command
at
my
a pact
soul.
once. So,
As long as I can juggle with other people's souls, it's not that bad.
yeah, so now
so-
the name of the episode today is a true form. So I think it's quite fitting to your discussion now. So you need to decide several things. So what do you do with sus? What do you do with carriages and jars, soul jars? What do you do with altar? So the only from everybody around, only paladins voiced like they need to bring the altar to the Madea monastery in front of their superiors. Regarding everything else, they don't care. Balor doesn't care. Breen, Dr. Ravage, they don't care. Tieflings, they just would do what Rafe says. Those who survived.
Slay the paladins. Take everything for the tieflings. Glory for the tieflings.
I'm not like that. This wasn't against the rest. This was against whomever made our city disappear. It wasn't a lie.
I mean, just to summarize, so DM just mentioned like we have three things to decide upon. Basically, Sus's body, we're pretty clear on that. We want to bring it to the monastery. Then the carriages with the soul crystals, we're not 100% sure of that, so maybe we should focus
Soul
on
jars,
that.
not crystals.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. Soul jars. Yes. Then the altar. We're also not 100% clear of that, but we have a tendency to bring it to the monastery. Anything else we want to decide upon? Yes, I mean, what we do with the soul of Sus, basically.
They get to the monastery with their body.
Oh. What do we want to ask Sus? We could. So we okay. So here's the thing. We could ask Sus different things, like why did you want to see Bob? But I feel like this question was also probably answered. We could Who told you to find Bob? Okay, basically he told us that his deity. We could ask him now if he is with Bob. That would kind of maybe give us a hint of is Bob still alive or not. That's one option. I think it's one of the lesser priorities, but an option. We can ask him if we can bring him back, which form would he want to take? I think that's a very valid question. We could ask him what we should do with his sword, because I mean it was kind of maybe a cursed item, we're not so sure.
The sword is
So
still in
just-
his palm.
Yeah, we don't touch it so much, I guess. We leave it there. We can maybe talk to the sword. The sword has its own will. Maybe the sword has certain insights.
You have a combo, a shield and a sword, and they both talk. It's a
So
set.
they can talk to each other. No, I don't like that. Kidding. But yeah, okay, maybe Fabo does that. He is just looking for the sword of Zaz and trying to understand how we can get in contact with, like, talk to it. The last time Fabo actually talked to it, and it was upon touching. Upon touching. Yeah, I guess Farward tries to carefully, respectfully touch the sword to establish a connection. Like in the idea of your servant or partner or cursed one or whatever you want to call him. Your better half is dead. Do you know anything we could do for him?
As you're touching the sword, you hear the voice in your head. It's older, it's male, strong, it's determined. And what you hear back, this time you don't get any damage, or you don't need to roll for save.
Not dead.
That was extremely glorious.
I mean, I died to
bloody.
a holy grenade.
Was
What
heroic.
best can you wish? Dying from radiant damage from a friend.
For the greater good.
Yes. I
Sounds very divine.
sense the master soul nearby.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
So
I'm not free yet.
Okay. It's not free, so probably you want to keep it in case we can bring suspect. Do you have any idea on how to bring back your master?
I know how to cut a head or two.
Without him?
Just put your neck under my blade.
And if I put someone else's neck?
I don't
Would
care.
you obey?
I don't care.
Understood. Okay. But breaking connection, so sword is not intelligent, but just bloodthirsty. But it wants us back, so maybe we keep it for him in case we can bring him back. Good. So yes, calling upon Sir's soul. Respectfully.
Looking at the crystal.
Again.
Yes.
What's your questions? The answer
Rafe.
can be a short sentence or two, and can be cryptic.
Don't tell
That's
Sas,
her.
already very cryptic.
Sans, you're answering.
Don't tell her.
Maybe.
No, this is not cryptic. It has to be an answer. It can be like, I don't know, it can be like when the sunlight meets the shadows under the furthest tree, look for evidence. But don't say maybe.
And must answer truthfully and to the best of its ability. No more than sentence or two, and might be cryptic. That's it. So what are your questions?
So if you the best of your ability is not cryptic, it cannot be. Brave, let's think about smart questions because we only have 6.
But I didn't want to ask
Come
anything in the
on.
first place.
You don't want to
Didn't come
ask
up
him
with
anything?
Well, of course not. I just
I-
want him to be alive. I don't have any reasons to not to trust him, to think that he was keeping a secret.
Imagine he was a spy.
Well, he didn't act like one. Well, not that I know how spies act like, but yeah.
Oh, that was a great one. Rafe, you get inspiration for that. That was a cool line.
Yeah.
So, what are your questions,
Okay.
Farvald? It's
If we can make it happen, which form would you prefer to come back in?
Sas, your answer?
I've come to realize the weakness of my flesh.
Shorter.
I want to be strong.
Is that it?
That sounded cryptic, yes.
Is that it? To the best of his abilities. I mean, come on.
That's all. Next
Okay,
question.
wait. What's okay? Let's think. What is strong? What is strong? What could Sas think is strong?
What does Sas think is
Sas-
strong? Sas, answer?
You just wasted
No,
this
he cannot
question,
talk
my
about
God.
this. That's for us to figure out now.
Just
So
ask
Oh,
him,
you mean
come on.
you're talking out loud. You're asking out loud.
Farwald beat the Sas in a PvP, so probably Farwald is strong in Sas perception.
God, no.
I don't think you could handle the second one.
So should I answer or what? What's going on?
No, no,
Yeah,
no,
just
no,
do
no.
the... Come on.
No, that wasn't a
No,
question.
we are about
That
to
was-
interpret this. It was a cryptic answer, right?
Come on, just ask questions. There is no need to, like, go that...
Okay, yeah, we can keep
Did I
thinking about this
hear?
later.
Did I hear the answer, or is it only Farwell?
No,
that
it's
hears
only
it?
Farwell.
No, it's telepathic. It's
Oh
telepathic.
my God, I will not know anything.
So Farwell can say anything, yes.
Thinking
Yeah, right.
about it. So, Rafe, do you have any important questions to ask to Sas? Rafe doesn't even know if I would ask the first question. It
Well,
was
I'm
all
pretty sure you
telepathic.
will do that because you insisted so much that I'm pretty sure that you were gonna do it. Just remember that there is a maximum amount of questions.
I know.
Otherwise, we
I know.
cannot save him.
No,
Yeah.
we can still save him. It's just like this. The soul would just like be released. That means like for now, like after the moment he died, his soul is kind of on pause. It's trapped, and after that, it would behave like any normal soul that leaves the body. That's it. So yeah, Rafe, any questions you might want to ask us?
No questions.
We could ask if he found Bob. What do you think?
Ask. Just ask. Come on.
I'm just
I
trying.
don't have any
You don't
questions.
hurt him by asking. Just ask it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sas, have you learned anything about Bob, or have you seen him wherever you are now?
No.
I see him in dreams. I have not
You don't
met
have
him
much.
yet.
Okay. I cannot think of anything else. I mean, I can. Actually, yes, I can think of something. Farwold wants to see the monastery of Sas, and he can do so because it's a place Sas visited. So
You can ask for
Farwold can use
location,
one of the
yes.
charters. It's not about asking, because Farwold would see the location right now. Any location Sas visited ever in his lifetime.
But we
Farwold
knew
can
what
think
his
of.
monastery was.
We have never seen it. We don't know. It's maybe
Oh,
in
no, but
mysteries and clouds. Maybe we
but he
learned
told us the
something.
name.
Okay, Sas, you need to
before.
find a picture for us from the monastery. As he has a full access to your memories and all the
No, it's not
experiences
memories.
you had.
It's the current time. So Farwold would see it right now, like a sphere, which is kind of
Okay.
invisible, and he would see what's going on there right now, and he would hear what people say.
Okay.
So maybe they're like, we feel one of our brethren is about to pass. I don't know.
You see a monastery. Pretty, not very well maintained. You can see a couple of monks. No one is speaking. Everyone's moving silently. Doors are closed. The lights are turned off. People are
A lot of
sitting in their
shadows.
cells. People are looking into shadows. People seem to be talking to shadows. Few people come with letters, then quickly leave the monastery. There seems to be a strict order. Everyone obeys the higher ranks. There's some kids, but there's not many old, to say monks, maybe up to 20 years. Yeah, but there's the kids, and there's up to 20 years, and then there's a gap, and there's a few elders that are mostly walking with keys and scrolls and carrying some documents around. I don't know. What do you want to know? What do you want to see?
So
He-
Farwold is kind of concentrating on it up to 10 minutes, and he sees everything that happens there, and he hears everything people say.
From that
So
point.
he's of
People don't
yes.
speak a lot. People
I don't
spend
know.
their time
gonna say, oh, it's just a person.
So the paladins are saying they would call in for the armored convoy to bring in the altar. They need some horses. They bring some carriages. They need to tend to the dead. So they would depart as soon as possible. They
Sounds
also need to
reasonable.
bring more people from village to try to beat down the fires.
Mm-hmm.
Because that might
Okay.
be important for Made as a settlement.
Hmm. Sounds good. Other than that, so the salt vessels.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't know about carriages. They just gonna provide workforce and horses. They only care about altar.
Brave. Maybe we want to get those with the help of your tieflings, because they're the only ones left who can help carry our stuff or direct carriages or whatever. Close to the next bubble
Yeah, this
entry
just
point.
have to be, moved to the bubble. Yeah.
Yeah, I think whatever happens, it's good if we have like the monopoly on those souls.
Yeah, we're gonna start selling
Yeah,
them.
don't
It would take
didn't
you,
mean it
let's
that way.
say, it would take you a day to find the horses, attach them to carriages, and to deliver it to the bubble. With the help of your tieflings as well. So, if you want to do that, you can do that.
Yeah, I mean, I would leave the tieflings doing that because I need to try to find resurrection for Saz.
Okay, so the tieflings are heading back to town looking for carriages. They just need an end destination where to bring it.
I mean, we know where the exit next entry point to the bubble
Yeah,
system
they
is.
don't know.
Should I tell them?
You shouldn't tell them what is there, but maybe we need to give some direction somehow.
Yeah, I mean, they shouldn't be going like alone. We should send them with someone from the party.
Yeah. I mean, probably Farwald and or Polder would go with them, I think, because you were taking Sus.
Okay.
Rizantar can definitely go with them. We
He
trust
is
him, right?
currently injured, unconscious. He's one of
Yeah, he
the.
can walk. He's conscious, but he's injured. He can walk. Ah, come
He's
on.
not battle
Come
ready
on.
now.
Nah, not battle, but he can just
You can
just
send.
hop
You
on
have
one of the
Breen. You have
carriages.
Doctor Ravage at your disposal.
Probably Bryn. I think she is more authoritarian than the Ravage.
Yeah.
I guess. How does she deal with tieflings? Should work, I guess. You just
Okay,
have to
so-
tell them to obey her.
I mean, she shouldn't be. I
Maybe
mean,
she's
I'll
racist, I
tell
don't
my.
know.
No. But I mean, she shouldn't treat them wrong. They have the instructions from me, and they just know that they can trust Bryn. That's it.
Okay, so she takes the command of the tieflings, and they all gathering the injured and wounded. They are departing back to town to come back with the horses, and then later on go for the meeting point that you told to Bryn to take it. So she's taking care. She's in charge of it.
She can maybe cast Pass Without a Trace on the whole trot, and it would be more stealthy.
Later on, that's actually a good point. She could do that, yes. But now at the moment is a matter of time. They want to make
Okay.
it faster before the paladins come here with a bunch of people.
Okay.
Okay,
You want
now
to
you
steal
have...
the circle?
Hmm?
You want to steal the circle from paladins?
What circle? No, just the
the
vessels,
souls.
like the souls. They don't care about the souls because they don't know.
Why
but
don't you also yoink the circle?
But what? Why don't we take the circle?
Oh.
If we bring it to the monastery, then it can probably be destroyed. And I guess that's what we want.
Do you?
I hope that's what we want, because if it's so powerful, it shouldn't exist.
Or we should control it if it's super powerful. Think about it.
Oh, well, I
Think
mean,
about the
I don't think
possibilities.
we're not so good with a lot of power.
Why?
Yeah.
If it's bad power,
So far we didn't have power, we just had opportunities. And while we had opportunities, we killed like 1.5k people and stuff, but it was not really power. Now we have
that wasn't
power.
intentional.
It's
That
different.
wasn't intentional.
Didn't say that.
No. It's too devil. Like no.
Question is this thing only gonna work with the equalizer, or is it gonna work with something else as well? Probably it's like some bring back to life mechanism.
Maybe we
Maybe.
can bring Bob back to life instead of the equalizer with this.
Or sus.
Well, I'm not sure if Sass, but maybe Bob, if he is not dead but in another plane.
I would say the other way around. Wait. You might be right. Yeah, maybe it's about planes rather, because Equalizer is also on a different plane. I was thinking we have body of Sus, we don't have body of Bob. But no one has body of Equalizer, I guess, and he's on another plane. Yeah, that makes more sense. The question is, so wait, the Paladins already departed, right?
They're slowly trying to move on, yes.
So we have two options. Three options. Either
Tieflings are definitely
we
way faster with Bryn, because she's leading them through favorite terrain.
either we kind of neutralize the Paladins without killing them, so that they don't tell anyone, or we neutralize them and kill them, so they don't tell anyone, or we let them leave and then somehow figure out how to put this thing away, and once they come with the Paladin friends, it's just gone. Then we say, magic, it just, dust, vampire dust, you know how it works. Which one do we go for? Do we keep the power?
I don't even know what it does.
Yeah, but just imagine, there's a
Have
few...
Doctor Strange. He can research it. This thing.
He said low-level mage. I don't...
But this is a powerful thingy, and
Exactly.
we can either give it away or we can keep it.
Exactly. The problem is it's not exactly easy to keep. It's like massive stone and probably, DM, what's the estimate? How much does it weigh?
Wave has telekinesis.
Couple of tons.
Couple. So okay.
I can
So
only carry up to 1,000 grams.
So we
That's
cannot
1
move it
ton.
anywhere.
Wait, that's 1 ton, and we have 10 tieflings. 10 tieflings plus
They don't
telekinesis.
have magic.
You can rest. No, then the paladins are gonna be back. Maybe we just have to kill the paladins, then we have more time.
No, come on.
We put them to sleep. We can put them to sleep. Just sleep.
They should
Know
just
that.
resurrect. Well, I mean, come up with some excuse. Yeah, no, we're gonna take this to Helena.
Well, I don't think they're gonna be so compliant. And the problem is, we could tell Helena, hey, come, get this, pick this up, maybe. And she would probably have the resources to do that, but we don't have the resources to connect to her, so. The question is, do we want to give Helen this power? I don't think so. We don't know her. She's Secret Service. She's gonna try to play everyone every time she gets a chance to do so. No, we don't trust Helen. I just decided.
Yeah, but I don't see that we're gonna do any good things with this big power. We're really bad at it. Like,
Imagine
really.
we bring Bob back.
It needs to be commanded by someone that is inherently bad.
Why?
None of us is really bad. Even if you want to be bad,
You
you're
are
not so
inherently
bad.
bad. You're
Of course not.
you're princess of tieflings. You're demon. You're demon princess.
But I'm
Black
following
Pegasus
rules and
is
all
like
of that, and
you.
I don't want people to die, and I don't want to steal what's not mine.
Well, you earned it. You didn't steal it. You earned it.
No, all I want is us to be back, right? And if we have these stupid souls, that also sounds like enough power.
There are like 50 or more corpses lying around you as you're like talking. Oh, we earned that.
Ooh, okay. So while discussing, Fable just honoring the great Anachron, honoring all the memory of all those lying on the battlefield, people from every corner of the world, memories amass.
I didn't die for you, by the way, but okay.
That's not the point. Knowledge is universal. So he collects these memories for and in the name of Anachron to do them justice.
This time, as the corpses are fresh, you do not feel it exactly the same as back in the Pit of Malice, where like there were like old bones lying there motionless for many years without attention, and back then you felt that it was pouring into you with a great desire, like unwillingly even, it was just getting into you. But this time it feels like you're just moving the lawn handpickily. You're like tearing things out away from them. They're just recently diseased.
That sounds mean.
So there is not much of a progress you're doing in this right now.
Okay. Well, it is what it is. Then not. So I think Polo by now would just walk around and loot. Especially being interested in where His Highness was last seen. Checking the spot.
He would. Yeah, a lot has been burned in his tent. It was his first original fireball. But yeah, he's walking around and getting stuff. So, you still haven't decided what do you do with the altar and paladins?
So Rafe wants to give... Do you want to give it to the Temple of Pardo?
If they help us in the resurrection, yes.
We don't know, that's the thing. I mean, giving this, it is maybe a great deal of bargain. We can say here, I don't know, you can exterminate this necromancy artifact and therefore bring our friend back. And it's maybe a good way to strike bargain. Yeah? And maybe they don't want 20k gold from us. Bring him back.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe we're also missing out on the potential. Maybe we can bring back Bob with this. Maybe we're just trading that away. Because what do we have? We have the tool, and we have all the salts and more than we need to fuel it to bring back Bob. Bob certainly doesn't need as many salts as the Equalizer.
But it's all about you're concluding how it works, not knowing even what it does.
I mean, it is pretty straightforward.
Possible?
It is pretty straightforward, right? It has, like, we saw the picture. So in the middle, there is this hole, and then there is this canal leading downwards. So it kind of compels the person looking at it to pour something into the middle, and then it would flow. I think that is at least part of the process. That seems intuitive. The question is, where would it flow? Maybe it would have to flow on something. Maybe it would have to flow on a corpse or whatever.
Can you roll for something like maybe this thing was used to extract the souls into the jars? Maybe it's the opposite. You don't.
You
you don't pour the souls It's the opposite. You pour the living people. The DM said it's like a torturing device. So you put the people on top, and then they go into the jar. You
So you
have to
mean
roll for
it's
this.
like this original beacon which we saw like in Mansfield. It was this the source where this green light or blue light came from.
Mhm.
We've been there. Paulo has been there. Rafe has been there. They would sure recognize if the source of the beacon was this huge
No,
thing. And
no. I would tell you straight away because you were there. It's not that.
so it is not.
Well, but there was a picture of tortures, so the soul
Tort-
has to do with living people being tortured.
Does it? Maybe
Well,
we
that's
can
what the
take a
picture
second
said.
look. We can take a second look on the pictures. Is it actually, what do the pictures tell us? Is it like people going in and then something else coming out? Or is it maybe more metaphorical about the process of torture because it is about people losing their souls? We have those souls already.
So just to give you a easy metaphor, imagine you have an IKEA book how to make a wardrobe. So here you have hundreds and hundreds of pages of a book of how to unmake a person and kill him.
Okay, so basically all it says is there needs to be suffering for there to be a product. But it doesn't tell us anything about the product.
No.
I mean, we can just try. Once the paladins leave, we just take one of the soul urns, and we just pour it in, and then we see what happens. Maybe
Actually,
nothing happens.
We have like thousands of jars around.
Yeah. I mean, we know once we bring them back into life, they have a miserable existence anyways. They're lost. Right?
You can't bring them back. Like, they're already
Exactly.
dead.
We can just prolong the suffering. That's the point.
This is just their souls. Their body's already dead. It's
So
experiment time.
Just.
So yes, so in the episode number 100, and I congratulate everyone on such a great milestone. And the episode named True Form, the party is overcome the Roman Revenmar in quite fabulous fashion, but losing Sus in the process and part of his body with the explosion of dynamite. You have allies who suffered greatly and bleeded a lot for your cause. You have identified several objects in the caravan that you are still deciding what to do with. This comes with the altar, sacrificial altar, as well as the hundreds and hundreds of the soul jars, which are staying inside of the carriages that have been brought along by Roman Revenmar. I would say this is how we're going to end the game today and stop the stream, as this was the longest ever battle we had for 3 games, and surprisingly party managed to survive.
Well,
There were
partially.
Most of the party, let's say. Your friends have suffered, your party members dead. You have important decisions to make regarding the altar now. Rave got a flying Pegasus. Yes, and it's been quite eventful. And Paula is meanwhile checking the the camp and the personal possessions of what Roman was been carrying with him, all the time kind of slowly petting his new knife.
Forgot to
Honestly,
take it back.
Polo is really not thinking about that. Honestly, Polo has changed. And Polo is really sad about just leaving. And most sad about he is regarding the unlucky events
Yeah,
that
but
struck down.
loot is loot,
the
yes.
sons.
So $20 is $20. So Polo is busy checking the stuff around.
Let's say Polo's a bit of a different person. He tries to more like, not divert, like, I don't know, do something else. Like just distraction. Falling back into patterns of the past.
Okay, let it be this way. Yeah, other than that, thanks everybody who joined us on this incredible 3-session long fight. Thank you, Sebastian, for observing us. There were really some cool lines from you today, especially about Farwald and his many spells usage. Yeah, really cool. Nice having you here with us. Yeah, we see you next time, probably next week as usual, and make sure follow the channel, and see you next time in the world of Tithir.